I will say that Marta and I did the majority of that because David does not. He wants to hire every actor. David Crane is dubbed by many the sweetest man on the planet, and he really can't say no to anybody. So he needs to stay out of the early going when we're really narrowing things down. But David was always involved, of course, when it was came to people reading that we were serious about. A pilot that I told you we did for ABC Couples was cast with Jonathan Silverman and Helen Slater. David Schwimmer auditioned for that show. We felt that David Schwimmer should have gotten that show. And it's one of those things where, when the networks and the producers disagree, this was one where the networks won. And they liked Jonathan Silverman better, and so we hired Jonathan Silverman. But Marta and David always had David Schwimmer in their head. So David was the first one cast on the show. He was just offered the part of Ross. It was basically written for him. And so he was the first. And then the rest of the casting went very, very slowly. I think it went over a period of 3 or 4 months. And we saw literally hundreds of actors. And we were having a big, big problem finding the rest of the cast. During the course of it, I don't want to mention them but there were a couple of actors who were actually offered roles on Friends. One was offered Chandler and one was offered Monica, and for various reasons, those offers couldn't work out. So now we're back to casting, and we see Lisa Kudrow, who was on Mad About You at the time, playing Ursula, who we made good use of later on Friends. And she came in, and that was Phoebe out of the park, better than we could ever imagine it. She was great at delivering the unexpected. How you might have heard the line in your head, you would hear something totally different from Lisa, but instead of it being something, oh no, that's not it, it became, ooh, that's better than what I had, or that's a more original twist on what I was thinking that moment was. So she was really great at doing that. And then I think the next one that we auditioned was Matthew Perry. And we wanted him. We saw him, and he was just off the charts. He was definitely our Chandler. But he had already signed up to do, he already committed to another pilot in First Position. But we found out that pilot was about baggage handlers at LAX in the year 3000 or something like that, something futuristic, LAX and baggage handlers. So we decided, I think we'll take a chance on that one. We're not worried that the other show is going to win.
You were pretty sure it wouldn't happen.
Well, we say, if you're going to bet on something, baggage handlers in LAX in the future, it doesn't sound like it's a big thrill. So we decided we were going to take a chance on Matthew, but could have absolutely have lost him if the other show had panned out. And then we saw Jennifer, and again, it was like, wow, after all these months and hearing so many people read it, this was the person. We knew it was the person immediately. And she also was in First Position on another show called Muddling Through. And that show had been shot already, and we asked to see a couple of episodes, and it didn't have a failure for sure written on it like the baggage handler show, but we felt it was kind of weak, and probably it was a fair enough risk for us to take. And we certainly didn't have anybody else that was even close as a second. So and then Courtney and Matt, they really were chosen at the network. 2 actors came in for each part, and they won their roles at the network. Now, other people were seen for the other parts, but they were really kind of the networks don't like it when you bring them just one actor for a part, and so if anything, especially when you have the right actor, just bring in anybody. If you find somebody in the hallway, if there's an assistant who's lost, just let her audition. Because you're really just looking to seal the deal.
Was it true Courtney was reading for the part of Rachel at first, though?
Yeah, she came in, and at first we had imagined her being Rachel, and she said, "No, I'm Monica," and she was right. In the case of Courtney, she more really embodied the role. Courtney, just by nature, is somebody who likes to mother people, take care of people, be the reasonable person in the room. I think she just embodied the character more than what she brought was unexpected. I think it just was unexpected to us that we saw her as Rachel, and she was so clearly, trust the actor. Trust the actor.